Most of us are saving cash at the pump these days, but some drivers are not even getting what they pay for. Channel 9 uncovered hundreds of complaints across North Carolina about tainted gas.
Our John Paul spent weeks going through those to compile a list of them, the trouble spots in the Charlotte area.
Every 12 months, state inspectors try to visit every gas station in the state to ensure what's going into your car is the same thing on the label. But I found in the last year, state inspectors have been visiting stations more frequently because of complaints. I uncovered that in 2018, samples at more than 1,000 stations were condemned by the state in North Carolina. That means samples were found to be contaminated with water, sediment, or they weren't the correct octane, which can ruin your car. Just ask Ron Getz.
Got gas and just left the gas station, pulled up the street, car died out, and as I'm pushing the car off the side of the road, a couple other cars broke down at the same time.
His car had to be towed from Bethpage Grocery in December after water-tainted gas ruined his engine. He wasn't alone. At least 7 other drivers had that same problem. The owner picked up the repair bills, though, shelling out nearly $12,000 in all.
So we wanted to know just how many stations were cited for selling contaminated gasoline. The Department of Agriculture gave us this list showing dozens of problems in 2018.
Here's a look at all the gas stations with condemned samples for things like water, sediment, or selling the wrong octane. And as I pored over the documents, I found a pattern. Of the 53 samples that were condemned at gas stations in Mecklenburg County last year, nearly 40% were at Circle K's. This Circle K in Albemarle was accused of selling gas tainted with water. And according to the state, the Circle K on Ray Road had water in the pumps last March. I went to both stations to ask the managers what happened. They referred me to their corporate office, which has not returned my calls. So I went to their regional office on Tyvola, and they gave me an email address. They explained of the 20 condemnations, they were only informed of 1 station with water in a pump. And they responded in part, at Circle K, we guarantee the quality of our fuels. However, issues do occasionally arise, and customers should report them.
So what we have is...
The state explained the other 19 samples may have cleared up within 48 hours, and that's why the stations weren't notified. As we were working on this report, state inspectors were called out to this Circle K on Don Lockman Lane in Ballantyne.
I was actually brought here over a complaint.
That complaint was lodged by Elisa Wenning.
So you think you got bad gasoline there?
I didn't have any problems before then.
She told me she spent nearly $1,000 to fix her car after the mechanic found sediment in her tank, but she didn't report it to the state for nearly a month.
The odds of finding anything now, is that pretty low?
It could be low.
The inspector didn't find anything wrong on this day, but the state says that's a good lesson. If you've got a problem after filling up, call the number on the pump right away. It just might prevent someone else from facing a pricey repair bill.
If you have issues immediately after putting a new tank of gas in your car, you need to call immediately to the state.
That was anchor John Paul reporting. State inspectors say that rainwater can seep into underground fuel tanks. So all the rain from the past few months could be why water was found in so many of those pumps. If you'd like to see the list of gas stations where condemned samples were found, grab your phone and open up our WSOC News app, click on the menu tab, and then click on 9 Investigates.